What do you know? The video camera is recording again. So as you can tell, I haven't gotten very far into this blender breakfast or lunch, I guess. It's almost 2 p.m. right now. This is the first thing I've eaten all day. But I want to talk quick, maybe possibly the video number 1 with regards to starting the SCD diet. And there are levels to this diet. There are stages, if you would. And I guess now I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the world, so if I'm wrong about something, please make a comment nicely correcting me or something. I'm all about learning here. That's what YouTube's about. So I apologize. I'm getting this intro diet up. So breaking the vicious cycle is it .info? Yeah, I guess breaking the vicious cycle.info or maybe .com is a really good website source for information regarding legal foods, illegal foods. But most importantly, what we're talking about right now is the intro diet, which is unbelievably strict. And it's really hard because living in America, at least, or a developed nation, there's so many cultural elements revolving around the food that we already have available to us, that almost none of which is something that is allowed on the SCD diet. So it was definitely real hard mentally to make that transition from being able to just kind of put food on the back burner thought process and just kind of rely on my wallet for, getting me through my hunger pains, meaning I can just kind of randomly stop at any store and pick up something to munch on, which is not at all the case anymore. I mean, you could probably hit up a grocery store and get some bananas and stuff, but you better hope that they're not green, and it's just a little bit harder, and it definitely needs to be a grocery store if you're finding any food. So the first thing, mentality-wise, that I had to just drill into my brain was that I am no longer a part of this American way of life that I would say most people follow, which is kind of what I just went over. You need to think about your body as more of a mechanized device, like a vehicle that requires things to keep doing what it does. It's not just like, yeah, I probably should have written some notes before this video. Bear with me. I think about it almost as like, my body's a car, and it's not a diesel car, it's a gasoline car. So when I go to the gas station, I'm only going to use a certain type of gas. I'm not going to throw diesel. I'm not just going to throw anything in there. You want to know why? It's not what it was made for. And you'd be just an idiot to throw diesel inside of a gas car. So most people can level with me on that. They can understand that aspect. So if you kind of think about having to take a third perspective on your brain, you need to maintain a position of authority and just tell yourself that, listen, those types of foods that aren't on the diet, they're not even an option. They're not even something that's going to work. It's only going to cause problems. So I would much rather just not eat for another hour until I get home, when I can munch on something that I have that's legal on the diet, before I ever cheat or eat something that I know is just horrible for my body in the healing process. So getting back to this whole stages of the diet thing, that's kind of the end hope, I think, is that it's a process. Maybe not a one time, maybe not, it could be lifetime, but it could never end. But at the same time, there's a tiny little blip of light at the end of the tunnel, and the name of the game is healing. So when you start this intro diet, the idea is to just eliminate all the things that are causing you problems, to hopefully find a small group of foods that doesn't cause problems or that significantly lessens your problems. And from there on, you can slowly, maybe not even at all within the first couple months, very slowly add in new foods, introduce things that are gonna not only diversify your diet, but at the same time, get you different nutrients, provide you with a little bit more of a sociable lifestyle, because living the intro diet is not very fun. You're limited to like eggs and like some nothing, like honey, and you can have chicken soup, you can have, I'm reading off of the website right now, like they say dry cured cottage cheese, but that's kind of hard to come by. I mean, you could use it, but it's also known as farmer's cheese sometimes. But like homemade yogurt, if you're willing to buy a yogurt maker and make it, then go on. But I haven't. I don't like spending the time to do that. I realize yogurt is like one of the best things out there for you, but I'm also 21 years old. Sorry, I'm trying to have a life. Oh yeah, and then also too, like meats, like steak and stuff. That's something that I always found really agreed with me, but again, it's just kind of hard to prepare and clean up after. It's not something that I'm always a fan of doing. So I guess the moral of this video, which I don't even want to know how long it is right now, is that you need to treat your body as a vehicle that requires a fuel. And if you don't have that right type of fuel to provide it with, don't just go throwing any type of fuel in there. It may work for some other people, but you don't know that they're not going to get ulcerative colitis later in their life. And you do know that you got it, or at least I got it, and maybe you're watching it and you have it. So it's hard, for sure. You got to numb your brain down. You got to really eliminate thoughts that would normally go through your head. You got to try to forget about tastes and cravings of different name brand foods. But yeah, I can safely say that now that I'm like 2 years deep into this diet, that there's no way in hell that I'm ever going to eat the stuff I used to. It may be cheaper, might be easier, might be more readily available, but the bottom line is it's not what's good for you as a human. So yeah, hopefully this video wasn't too long for you. I hope I'm providing some type of support for some people out there. I know this is helping me, at least, just to talk about this. That's kind of cool. So yeah, guys, definitely stay tuned. Gonna have a lot more chat videos like this, but we'll consider this video number 1, talking about the intro diet. If you're considering the SCD diet, start there. Bye.